So we've just finished our under the hood. We've just closed the hood. We're satisfied with everything that's there. Now we've turned all our lights on. Okay. So we look up on top. I can see that all my clearance lights are on. My two windows up at the top. No cracks, no damage. The two strobe lights are flashing. Good. 5 clearance lights above the windshield are all on. That's good too. Windshield looks good from here. I will check it further when I go inside and do my interior. My windshield wipers are present. I'll make sure they're working when I go inside. Overall, the front part of my hood looks good from where I stand. Both my 4-way flashers are working. Both my low beams are on. My bumper is in good shape. I'm going to get a little closer. My grill is in good shape. My license plate is mounted and secure. I'm going to go turn my high beams on down, come back and check to make sure they're working. Come back out and I look now. Now I can see both my high beams are working. I'm happy with that. I'm going to continue on with the rest. My hood looks good. My latch is in place. I'm happy with it. My door opens and closes properly. The hinges are good. I'm happy with that. I reach up inside and make the window go up and down. Make the window go up and down on the other side. Make sure that both windows are working properly. Okay. Close my door. My CD sticker is valid. My grab bar mounted and secured, no damage to it. My stairs here look good, no cracks, no damage. Okay, my exhaust, no cracks, no damage to it. Side of my sleeper, no cracks, no damage. My upper window, no cracks, no damage. My emergency door, no cracks, no damage here. The window is intact, no cracks, no damage. My jockey box here, opens and closes properly, latches properly. Inside I have my safety equipment. I have my first aid kit. I have my fire extinguisher. I check to make sure it is fully charged. It's ready to go. Okay, I have my safety triangles. I need to have a minimum of 2, and I do. Sometimes I might have 3. I'm only required by law. My def tank, mounted and secure. No cracks, no damage. The cap is on tight, and there's no leaks. My fuel tank, mounted and secure. No cracks, no damage, no evidence of any leaks. The cap is on nice and tight. The back of my sleeper. The wall here looks good. No cracks, no damage to anything. The handles here are both secure. My airline support looks good. My airlines are supported. The airlines themselves, mounted and secure. Nothing leaking. No cracks, no damage there. Inside I have my drive shaft. Drive shaft here. No cracks, no damage. The universal joint upside in there looks good. No cracks, no damage there. I have airlines on both sides here. I've got wiring all in here. Everything looks secure. No cracks, no damage. My deck plate here looks good. No cracks, no damage. The glad hands here all look good. No cracks, no damage. The seals look good. My electrical connection is nice and clean. No debris in there. Stairs here look good. I look down the side of my frame here looks good, no cracks, no damage, there's no new holes, and I don't see any welding that's been done on there. Inside, I have my differential. Right here. Looks good, no cracks, no damage, nothing leaking out of it. I have an airbag on this side, I have another airbag on this side, no cracks, no damage, nothing's leaking, they're both inflated. Below that, I have my brake chamber, one and one on this side. Over there, I've got my slack adjuster. Slack adjuster looks good on that side. Slack adjuster on this side looks good. No cracks, no damage. Airlines, I've got wires all in here. I've got airlines and wiring all happening over there. No cracks, no damage. I have my sway bars. One here and one here. No cracks, no damage to any of those. Okay, everything looks good so far. My fender on this side, no cracks, no damage to it. As I come back, I have my fifth wheel. My fifth wheel is greased. I have my safety pin on this side. I have my ladder on this side. All the nuts and bolts for my ladder look good. No cracks, no damage to any of it. I've got 4 airbags. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all inflated. I have 2 struts. 1 here and 1 here. They both look good. No cracks, no damage. I have my suspension support. Looks good. No cracks, no damage to it. My axle in here and my axle over there also both look good. No cracks, no damage to any of it. Okay, I can't visibly see too much for my brake assembly, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Inside tire wall, no CBC. Inside tire wall here, no CBC. I have no CBC on any of the inside tire walls here or on this tire here. Both my rims are touching on both axles. I have no debris in between tires on either axle. All my tires are inflated. They are nice and evenly worn, and minimum tread depth is 1.6 millimeters. Outside of my tire, no CBC on the wall. Inside of my rim looks good. No cracks, no damage. My hub cover is in place. All the hub cover nuts are all nice and tight. No evidence of anything leaking out from underneath. All my wheel nuts, all 10 of them are present. Nothing's missing. They're all here, all nice and tight. I have a valve stem and a cap here, and I have a valve stem and a cap there. On the rear tire, outside tire, no CBCs on the tire wall. The rim itself looks good, no cracks, no damage. My hub cover is in place. All of the hub cover nuts are all nice and tight. My wheel cover nuts here are all nice and tight. Nothing is missing. I'm happy with that. My air valve and cap is there, and my air valve and cap on that side is good. Come around to the back. My mud flap hanger is in place. No cracks, no damage. I have 100% DOT tape, and the mud flap itself looks good. Inside here, I have the brake chamber on this side, and on the end of the brake chamber, I have a slack adjuster. Okay? I have my differential here. Differential here all looks good. I have my sway bars on both sides. I have cross member there, cross member here, cross member here, another cross member here. All looks good, no cracks, no damage. I have air lines. I have wiring here. There's more wires here, more air lines here. Everything on this side looks good. No cracks, there's no damage anywhere. Okay? At the back of my cab, all 4 of my work lights are on and functioning properly. On the back here, my 4-way flashers are working and my license plate light is on. Now I'm going to run up to the front. I'm going to change my lights over. Come around to the back. My left signal light is working here. I forgot to pull the handbrake down to make that one come on. I'm going to switch it back to the right here. My brake light is on, my right signal is working. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to start on the right hand side. On the right hand side, I've got a brake chamber on this side, down here, and I've got a slack adjuster down here. Slack adjuster is at 90 degrees. I'm happy with it. Brake chamber, no cracks, no damage. There's no leaks happening anywhere. Mud flap hanger on this side, no cracks, no damage. I've got 100% DOT tape, and my mud flap itself has no cracks, no damage to it. All 4 tires are inflated. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 airbags. All my airbags are inflated. I've got 2 struts. Both my struts are inflated. In the middle here, I have my suspension support. I'm happy with it. Coming back up again. There's my safety pin on this side for my fifth wheel. Okay. My ladder looks good. All the nuts and bolts here are in good shape. No cracks, no damage. My frame all the way up to the front. No cracks, no damage. There's no new holes. I don't see anybody that has done any welding. I'm happy with all of it. Okay. I have nice even wear on all four of my tires. Minimum tread depth is 1.6 millimeters. Inside tire wall here and inside tire wall here, no CBC. Inside tire wall on this side, no CBCs. Okay? Axle over here looks good. The axle on this side looks good. I've got no CBCs on the forward tire. No CBCs on either one of my inner tire walls on my forward axle. My rims are touching on both axles, and I have no debris in between either one. Outside tire wall here looks good. I've got no CBCs happening here. All of my hub covered nuts are in place. They're all nice and tight. No evidence of any leaks. All of my wheel nuts are all nice and tight. Everything is good. I have a valve stem and a cap there, and I got a valve stem and I got a cap there. Move on to the next one. Outside tire wall here, no CBC, good with it. The inside of my rim, no cracks, no damage. Hub cover is in place. All the hub cover nuts are in place here, nice and tight. No evidence of any leaks. All my wheel nuts are all nice and tight. Air valve and cap, and my air valve and cap. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Over here I have another fender. Fender on this side looks good. No cracks, no damage. Covered all of that and this. Okay, my fuel tank. Mounted and secure. No cracks, no damage, no evidence of any leaks. Cap is on tight. Okay, my storage box. The door opens and closes properly. Okay, the side wall of my sleeper looks good overall. No cracks, no damage. My emergency door looks good on this side. My windows. No cracks, no damage to them. The window up on top. No cracks, no damage to it. As I come forward again, now I have my exhaust system. Exhaust looks good. No cracks, no damage to it. Stairs on the passenger side look good. No cracks, no damage. Handle on this side. No cracks, no damage. Mounted and secure. Passenger side door. Opens and closes properly. I'm happy with it. Okay, I already checked the window. On this side here, I've got a mirror up on top. Mirror's not cracked, not damaged. Mirror support on this side looks good. No cracks, no damage to it. My mirrors are nice and clean. No cracks, there's no damage there. My hood latch on this side, no cracks, no damage. And my right signal is working. Okay, I'm happy with that and again. Now I'm going to whip inside. I'm going to do my air brake. As I come inside, I want to make sure that my air brake system is functioning the way that it's supposed to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to shut everything off, release the brakes, turn off all the lights, make sure that nothing is working and flashing because I don't want to kill the battery. Okay? Gotta have my timer ready for when I'm doing these tests. First thing I want to check is I'm going to make sure that both my gauges for my air are full. I have more than 100 pounds of air pressure. I'm going to turn the truck off. Okay. First test is turn the key to on so that I have gauges working. Push that yellow button in. I want to check to make sure that the button pops when it's supposed to. Put my finger here so that I can test it. I'm going to pump the heck out of it. When it gets down between 45 and 20, this button should pop out. When it gets down to 60 psi, the warning light should come on, as they just have done. I don't even need to watch the gauges there. All I got to do is keep pumping until I feel the button pop out. And the minute the button pops out, I will stop pumping to make sure that I get a proper reading, because that's what I want to do. Getting down there, getting down. Almost there. Coming up on it, coming up on it. There it is, popped out. And I am at 20. So I know that my air system is working properly. It's at 20%. Now I want to make sure that I'm testing to ensure that I have sufficient compressor time. Okay, I'm going to check for compressor buildup. My compressor must build up between 50 and 90 psi in less than 3 minutes. So I'm going to start my truck, turn my cruise control on, set my RPMs at approximately 1200. I'm going to watch this first gauge. When this gauge gets up to 50 psi, I'm going to start the timer on my clock. When it gets to 60, that light should go out. Then I don't care what this gauge does. I now want to focus on the second gauge down here. Okay? It's coming up on 50. I'm getting ready. Watching it, and I'm at 50 psi. The clock is running. Now, as soon as it gets to 60, out of the red zone on that needle, this light will go out. And boom, it did. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now I'm looking at the second gauge. This gauge won't move until this one gets up somewhere around the 100 mark. That's just the way that they're designed. So as soon as that one gets up there, I'm going to see this one's going to start to climb, which should happen any second now. Right about there, I would think. Not yet. And it's just starting now. So it gets up to around 105 on the first gauge, then this one goes. That's fine. Now I'm watching this one. When this one gets up to 60 psi, the light's going to go up. When it gets up to 90 psi on this gauge, I'm going to stop my timer, and I'll check the clock to make sure that it's within my 3-minute range. There's the 60, the light has gone out. There's my 90. I'm sitting at 1 minute and 1 second. It's less than 3 minutes. I'm good. I leave the truck running because I don't need to do anything with it. I'm going to listen for the truck to purge. Okay, so I listen to it, and I'm going to pay attention to that top gauge. When does it do it? Pops out at 125 psi. Now I can shut the truck off immediately. I know I've got a full tank. Oh, I didn't need to shut the truck off. My bad. So the truck is still running. I've got 125 psi in my tank. Okay, so that's my cut out. At my cutout point, I want to now check my cut in. My cut in is 20 to 25 less. So if I take the 25 away from the 125, that means if I drop my air pressure down to around 100, it should kick back in. So I'm going to push my tractor button in. I'm going to watch. If it doesn't come down to 100, I'm going to help it. No, it's not getting there. Push the brake. No, push the brake again. There we are. We're at 100. I don't want to make it go any lower. Now I'm just going to watch it because I can't hear the compressor. I can give it a little bit of accelerator to help it. And the needle's starting to move. So I know that my compressor cut in is good. It works where it's supposed to. I don't have to do anything with it. I'm going to keep my foot on the accelerator, build up a little bit of air pressure because I want to do one more test. I want to make sure that I don't have any leaks in the system. So I'll just crank this sucker up until I get, let's give it the 125 and I'll hear it purge again. Almost there. Coming up on it pretty quick. Should be any second now. There it is. Okay, now I want to check for an air leak. I'm going to shut the truck off. Turn the truck back on so that my gauges are working, which they are. Go back to my timer. Okay, timer is ready. I'm going to make a full application of the brake and I'm going to hold it down tight. I'm going to watch, make sure that my needle is not moving. As soon as it stops moving, start my timer. Okay, so I'm sitting at about 102, 103 psi. I want to make sure that nothing's going to happen with it. While I'm waiting, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to make use of it to the best of my advantage. So I'm going to do my part of my interior inspection. Pull my seatbelt over, check to make sure my seatbelt latches. Yes, it does. Mr. Examiner, please check yours. Okay. I look at my windshield. My windshield looks good. No cracks, no damage to my windshield. I'm going to turn my windshield wipers on. Yes, they are working. I'm going to push the button in and get it to squirt. Yep, that's working too. So I'm happy with it. I have my city horn. There's my highway horn, but I won't check it until I'm done because it uses air and it will affect my test. Okay, I look down at my floor. My floor looks good. Okay, I don't see any cracks. There's no damage in my floor. I have no holes. I have nothing rolling around that's going to get under my feet. Okay, I'm going to turn my climate control on. I'm going to check my defrost. It's working properly. Turn that all off. Okay, I already checked my windows, so I know that they're both working good. I'm good. So now I'm just killing the last part of 45 seconds because I've utilized my time to make sure that I've already done my pre-trip inside. I'm not sitting there wasting it going, oh, I got 2 minutes. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? As I'm looking at my clock, I'm aware I'm allowed to lose 4 psi for my tractor and nothing more. Okay, and as long as my gauge does not move 4 psi, then I know that my air leak test is good. Okay, my air leak is very, very sensitive. If I move my foot in any way, shape, or form, it's going to affect what that needle is reading, and I don't want to have that happen. Okay, I already moved my foot once, so I know that the reading I'm getting is not 100%. I'm watching my clock. It's coming up on the 2 minutes. As I hit that 2-minute mark, I stop my clock. Okay, I look at my readings. My reading says that I've lost about 3 psi. Okay, because I've taken it allows that I move my foot a little bit. Now I can take my foot off the pedal. Okay. I need to go outside now and remove the wheel chocks that I had in place because I want to do 2 more things. So I apply my brake, I get out of the truck, and I go and remove the wheel chocks that I would have had in place. Okay. I come back inside. I'm going to start my truck, foot on the brake, take the brake off, pull it down into gear. I'm going to roll ahead about 1.5 meters, 2 meters. Very gently apply the brake. Everything is working great. Okay, so I know my brakes are functioning the way that they're supposed to. Now I'm going to press down hard on the brake. Hold it for 1 second, hold it for 2 seconds. Let my foot up. Hold it down again, all the way down to the floor. Hold it for 1 second, hold it for 2 seconds. I have now just successfully adjusted my slack adjusters because I have automatic slack adjusters. Then I'm going to back the truck up, stop it where I started, put it back in neutral, brake on, turn the key off. Mr. Examiner, I am finished.
Awesome. Good job.